Welcome back. This is our second lesson on creating the gear housing. In this tutorial, I'm going to create the bolt paths and the flange. Let's begin by expanding the origin folder. Now let's insert a sketch on the YZ plane. Right-click, New Sketch. And let me just zoom in a bit. Let's take a wireframe view. By the way, we can do the same thing over here. Just right-click and select Visual Style. And from this menu, we can choose any visual style. We'll stick with wireframe. Okay, let's go over to the Sketch tab. Let's activate the Line command. And we'll place our first line. The second point of the line will be coincident with the center of this circle. Here's our second line. Let's right-click and select Done to close the tool. Activate Project Geometry. Let's select this edge. Escape to exit the tool. Let's click on the Coincident Relation and apply it to this point and the circle. Now the Dimension tool. We'll make this angle 45 degrees. OK. Now let me offset this line sequence. Again. And let's apply some dimensions to the offsets. The distance here will be 10 millimeters. OK. And this distance also 10 millimeters. Press Escape to exit the Dimension tool. Now let's select this line and delete it. This line as well. Now I'm going to use a 3-point arc. Here's my first point, my second point. Notice I have a tangency symbol on both sides of my arc. My radius here is 10 millimeters. Let's press Escape to exit the tool. Let me grab this end of the line and adjust the endpoint. I'll just drop it when I see the dashed line. There we go. Activate the Line tool, and let's close the profile. Press Escape to exit the tool. Let's take a moment to apply some constraints. I'll select this point and this point. Let's apply an equal constraint to this line and this line. One more dimension is needed, says the status bar, so let's also use an equal constraint between these two lines. And press Escape to exit the Constraint tool. Let's convert this line to construction geometry. And this line as well. Oops, we need the bottom segment. And let's finish the sketch. Activate the Extrude command. Let's select the profile. Apply a mid-plane extrusion or symmetric in both directions. For the depth, let's enter 20 millimeters and click OK. Let's insert a sketch on this face. Apply a circle now. We'll make it 8 millimeters in diameter. OK. Let's place another circle. We'll snap to the same center point and snap the radius to this edge. Press Escape to exit the Circle tool. Our sketch is fully constrained. Let's click on Finish Sketch. Let's activate the Extrude command. Select our profile. Let's use an Extruded Cut. We'll make it 20 millimeters in depth and click OK. Now I need to create some space for the bolt head, the washer, and the nut. Let's make Sketch 3 visible. Now activate the Extrude command, select the profile, Extruded Cut option as well. Let's change the cut direction and accept. Now we'll use the Mirror tool to mirror Extrusion 3 on the opposite side. Select the feature to mirror. Next, we select the mirror plane, the YZ plane. Click OK to accept. I'm going to apply the Circular Pattern tool now to create 3 more bolt paths. Let's select the Pattern Individual Features option. Let's select our features from the model browser, extrusions 1, 2, and 3. Next step is to choose a rotation axis. I'm going to select this cylindrical face. The number of instances will be 4, and at 360 degrees. Let's click OK. Let me hide sketch 3 now. And let's create a flange. We'll insert a new sketch on the YZ plane. First, I'll apply a rectangle. Let me drop the rectangle about here. Now let's activate the line tool. Place a line between the origin point and the midpoint here. Let's apply a vertical constraint to that line. And let's select the line. Now let's apply a tangent constraint between the bottom edge of this circle and this line. Notice that Inventor projected the edge automatically. Let's apply some dimensions now. We'll make this distance 97 millimeters. And this distance will make 95 millimeters. OK. Let's finish the sketch. Activate the Extrude command. Select our profile. Symmetric extrusion. Depth 14 millimeters, and let's click OK. OK, let's take a shaded with edges view so we can better see what's going on now. And this concludes our second lesson on creating the gear housing. We're going to pick up from here in our next lesson. Don't forget to save your part.